Hey everybody, welcome back to post-commentary edition of Saga Frontier. This time we're starting our game as Amelia. Now just so you understand, it's pretty much just her and loot left. Where is the system file for Saga Frontier? Oh, it's in slot 1. Should be kept until all characters are finished for a big surprise. The idea was that there was going to be a secret boss at the end of it. And I was ready for that. But that's not what happened. But you'll see when we get there. Amelia is actually the first character I ever played through in this game. I also have reason to believe that the game wants you to play through her story first, as kind of a tutorial. Because hers kind of fits a bit of that kind of structured way. More structured than any of the other story modes anyways. Anyways, Amelia's story is one where she starts out in prison. Also, those are incredibly loud footsteps. Also, someone just jangling some spoons around in a cup. So she came over to her boyfriend, fiance's house. And there's clearly a dead body on the floor. And we are led to believe that that body was clearly identified as Ren. Also, the guy who attacked him appeared to be a Joker. Someone dressed with like a Joker's mask. I don't know how many Jokers in a deck of cards have... Actually, come to think of it, yeah, he had green hair. And they believe that she killed him. Also, that's Fuse. Also, that's a room I don't think we ever see at any other point in time that they're in. From the way it sounded, he didn't have any evidence at all. Just circumstantial stuff. And I guess he had a really bad lawyer? Clearly, this justice system is kind of garbage anyways, considering what he just said. The warden has an annual event for his birthday where you have a chance to escape. I like their color-coded prisoner uniforms. Also, they had a pre-dug hole already in Amelia's cell. And had street clothes on them already, because we're not going to draw battle sprites for these characters with different uniforms on. At least not for Liza and Annie anyways. More on that later. Also, Amelia is the character in this game who starts out the absolute weakest. Her stats are really low. She only has 50 health. And yeah, she's not much use to anyone at first. Annie's a sword fighter. Liza is basically a pro wrestler. Unfortunately, her grabs do fuck all against slimes. Oh well. But yeah, Amelia's was the first story I ever played through in this game and the first one I ever beat. Because again, it's structured the most like a tutorial story. With guidance and kind of little, just little tiny gameplay tutorials here and there, basically. So we're not going to continue worrying about seeing me beat up more slimes and such, and other minor enemies. Okay. So here in this room, pay close attention to, because you're supposed to be able to drop through that hole right there. This is something that takes me a little bit to figure out. Watch from what directions I push on this hole, because you're supposed to jump down from the top middle. And like 2 or 3 times I came back to this hole and tried like every side of it, until one time it just randomly worked. So I'm like, alright. Oh, I ignored it the first time, okay. Then I came back. And I guess I was slightly off-center there. Still slightly off-center. So, yeah, it didn't work. I was actually pressing down and to the left that whole time when I was sidling alongside the hole. I guess I was always just slightly off-center on the top. It was frustrating me, though. So I left, and then eventually came back, and then that happened. And I was so mad. Fucking game. So yeah, one of the warden's rules is that you cannot attack his guards or engage them in confrontation. Also, one of the prison guards just had a bazooka in his locker. I don't think that is standard. Oh hey, that's towards the front exit. The front entrance. I cut that out because I had to go do something, so I ended up standing there for a while. But yeah, one of those guards just had a bazooka in his locker. That's strikes me as slightly not standard prison issue type stuff. Considering how few guards I see and the fact that we're having a contest to see if anybody can get to a certain room so that they can be provided freedom. I don't know. The only joke is that guard has a bazooka in his locker, and it doesn't make any sense. He thought it would be funny because everybody else just wields batons, but then they just made him put it in his locker and never use it anyways. That's okay though. It won't get too much use from me either. As you'll see a little bit, they really try to push the issue that Amelia should be the gun person. In fact, they're like, here, have a gun later on, but for now they're like, here, have a bazooka. Which is a nice way for her to have some damage right up front. But you don't learn any skills for bazookas. So I decided to make her a fist fighter. Something that really sucked at first, but then paid off way later. Yeah, I'm kind of a big fan of that sucks at first, pays off later concept. I misremembered here because I thought I remembered loot got some use out of one of those little rooms. And the fact that you could enter all three of these didn't help either. But it was really down that sewer. Or not loot, rather, blue. And can you see the exit to this room? Took me a second. There it is. I just really like pointing out when this game is super vague and obtuse. Alright. Ah, this room. This is the one and only time with the one and only character that you actually get to see these laser beams. And they're in different positions for every character that comes down there. They're just also invisible for any other character. Even when Annie comes with you. So yeah, there's the beginnings of what I'm trying to turn Amelia into. She's got kick and sliding. Sliding is also kind of a kick move. I'm trying to make her a super kick fighter. It takes some doing. Yeah, those two work for Rufus, and we'll see him in a bit. For now, we're gonna... yeah. Hey look, it's the centipede we fought before. Except it isn't. This is a much smaller, much weaker version of it. And here we go. A Nidhegg. Annie already knows some kind of badass moves, and so does Liza. They picked him up quick. Ooh, level 3 combo. I like Locomotion G, but it takes too long. And she very quickly learns a better throwing move a little bit later. Yeah, this thing don't last very long. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's just unnecessary and hilarious that it does that. And it turns into a skull and runs away. So we get nothing from it. Or do we get something from it? No, we get nothing from it. How did it open? Did it run through the door? Whatever. Who's playing Clap Dot Wave over and over again? Sorry, it took me a second. I had to think of what a sound file extension was called. And there's Amelia with a gun in a wedding dress. It's kind of hard to tell she's holding a gun, but she is. And now she goes back to the scene of the crime. Well, she, she did the Warden's challenge. She's cleared of her murder charge. Or not cleared of it necessarily, but her life sentence has been pardoned. It's cool. Also, the Joker just tried a brazen daylight attack. They're members of the secret society, Gradius. They love shooting games. So immediately we're thrown so much information. Something about a cube. Trinity, which is an organization we've dealt with a couple of times, wants it. And I guess Joker wants Cube as well. Mind you, they never call it the Cube. Or act like it's necessarily a thing. They always use a proper noun. As if it's some immaterial force that everybody's looking for. Fair enough. Indeed, one cannot live by petty words alone. Alright, and here we go. Hard save, Kurong. And that's me splicing in another episode. It's a very, subtle cut. You didn't even notice it. And then I guess I just stood around for several seconds without editing it out. I think I stood around for a lot longer, honestly. Because I moved at least within 10 seconds. He's not good with guns. He never shoots a gun ever. That dude wields samurai swords, and don't you fucking try to tell me differently. So I guess we're working for Gradius, because we can't escape anyways, otherwise. Yeah, we gotta put some muscle on that skinny body of yours. By taking you to a gun range. Because this game is really trying to push the idea that Amelia should use guns. But guns are a little bit boring. I hate the idea of guns in this game. Unfortunately, we have to spend several turns shooting at a target over and over again, and there's no escape while we do so. Pardon the pause. I was trying every button to try to figure... Or I was thinking about what every button does so I could try to figure out a way to maybe back out of it. But then I just thought, might as well just do it. And we got nothing for that, so the training was worthless. Oh, sure. I actually do end up accidentally using that door again at one of the points when I try to come back here. That's really frustrating. So our second bit of training, we're just thrown into the sewer, and they're like, go back. Find your way out. So I decided to basically clear out the sewer real quick to get some actual training. Yeah, I cleared out all the monsters over there. And then I was attacked by birds here. And then I cleared all them out. Amelia's starting to get there a little bit. Still pretty far from perfect. Okay. So then we come back here to go see Rufus. And this time I avoid going in that middle door. I'm like, okay. Guess I was getting ready to do a bit of shopping and stuff. By the way, this story mode also does something that's kind of annoying. Where depending on whether you're free roaming or in an actual quote-unquote mission, the game will take out a lot of your other party members if you're on one of the main missions or whatever. So there's a lot of time where Amelia has to operate alone or with a couple of absurdly underpowered people that it kind of stuffs in your party at the last minute only for that mission. Go ahead and hit up this club. Get the normies. Not T260 this time. Amelia is apparently bad with machines, so she doesn't even talk to it. We aren't talking to Riki, because fuck him. Loot's all game. He's always game. Gen is only down if you're doing the tarot card missions. Because you need him to get to Wakatu. Which is sad. I really liked Gen. So then I came here and I did my scrap grinding and then eventually came back here. Oh, he's telling us to go collect the rest of the runes. Well, we've seen that in a different story, so I went and did it. And I even got Rufus on my team in the meantime. So now I'm back. So now we are going to, I forget the name of that place. I have rarely ever went there. Oh, Shingro, right. I like how no one was like, hey, you know this is not... Does she know it's a fighting tournament? The whole time she's like, oh, we're gonna go to a dance. How have you still not figured it out, Amelia? Come on. You were portrayed as smarter than this, at least before this point. Or were you? Why is there a skeleton participating in the tournament? I just now noticed that. There's monks, there's a bunch of ninjas, another little warrior dude, and then there's a fucking skeleton. Well, it's very progressive of them to be all-inclusive in their fighting tournament. I mean, just because you're dead doesn't mean you can't fight. He's even wearing gloves and boots. First match. Oh, by this time I've gotten a pretty awesome kick move, the triangle kick. It's reminiscent of one of Red's Kamen Rider kick that he did, except without all of the super glamour behind it. Yeah, we're gonna tear right through anybody that gets in our way. I did a bit of training while I was out collecting all those runes. And who do we have here? Crime Lady. It looks like some kind of sci-fi movie cop with a big red visor and a light sword. A photon sword. There we go. And yet her name is Crime Lady. Not that it matters, she's dead now. Also, Amelia's thing in this game is how many different costumes she can be in. Now we're facing a true-to-life ninja. Except his name is Shadow. Which is fitting. And Japanese, that would have been Kage, which is, you know, a name that ninjas tend to go by in fiction. Final match. So, this fight right here, I didn't realize, actually determines... Like, Amelia has a couple different endings, and Acellus has a couple of different endings. And for Amelia's endings, it's all determined with this fight, whether or not you win against this guy. In the times that I've played as Amelia in the past, I've actually never been as strong as I am right now while fighting this guy. Also, if you remember, this is as well a masked Trinity operative from Red's story. Now I know your attacks. Which doesn't matter because I'm dead. Also, that particular character never shows up again. At least in this story. Hey, look, it's Joker. He's just walking. He's just strutting. Yeah, let's go get him. So getting beaten before this, I think, doesn't have you chase Joker. I forget. It's been years since I did this last as Amelia. But chasing Joker, I remembered that there's a secret switch in this room. That annoyed the crap out of myself because it was hard to find when I was Red. Oh, look at that! It's there in that arbitrary place. Alright. And we'll help this guy get his fresh fruit again, and get his ceramic sword in the process. The ceramic sword is actually kind of crap, as I recall. Oh yeah, I got everybody equipped with 0 swords. Oh no! Blind guys fumbling around in the dark. Or the daylight, I guess. And then there's this dude. Did he now? Well, that's unfortunate for you. I think I've seen this guy before, but he's treated as a unique boss-type enemy, so we're gonna let it go. Oh yeah, now we have Giant Swing. It's a move that's one step above Locomotion G. Yeah, we're a little too strong for this guy. Just a wee bit. It's not like he has no chance in hell. Come on. Yeah, he's fine. Maybe not. Got a buckler. Woo! I'll get you next time, Joker. There's a cool portrait of Joker doing a really uncomfortable pose with some knives and such. They never really established Joker or what he's capable of, or really even who or what he or it is. Yeah, it's just Joker. He killed Amelia's fiance. And now he's after Cube. Those two things don't seem to line up, honestly. I'll try to explain more about what I figured out about all this as it comes to pass. But it is... Oh, I accidentally went in the middle door. Yeah, well... a whole 2 minutes later after shooting a target 6 times. We're going to a casino! Also, she's a lot more apprehensive this time. Still a little dumb, though. I guess maybe she's not all that smart. That's sad. Because honestly, she's a character that gets fairly strong. And I mean, she does do some cool stuff. Also, we've sometimes seen Amelia as this bunny girl when playing as other characters when we've been here. Also, did you see those 3 ninjas over there? Those are the same ones that squeeze behind that slot machine up there and die. But I mean, she does some badass stuff and she gets really strong. But they make her out to be a bit dumb and then put her in all kinds of, you know, like cosplay costumes and stuff like that. Oh well, it is what it is. He got on the elevator. And oh, down to the parking lot. It's not like he had a vehicle waiting for him down here or anything. No. The only thing that's important about the parking lot is that there's an entrance, a sewer entrance to an underground cavern in here. Since I remember that. See, like I said, it took out all my other characters, and now I've just got Annie and Liza. I always get a little confused when I'm down here, because the path to where I'm trying to go is a little hidden. But by about the time I played as Lute, and I was doing the arcane magic quests, I figured it out. But while playing as Amelia, I was still pretty lost. Okay, so on this next screen, you just have to go to the left. And it gets you into a different room. There it is. I accidentally exit through the bottom there. I cut out most of the waiting, but there were a few times that I actually walked away from my recording to go do some stuff. And I tried to cut out as much as I could. Wait, what? Why does he want to trade his gold nuggets of actual monetary value for casino credit? So yeah, Joker left and we had to exit the sewer to trigger the next thing. What did he mean by any of that? There's Annie again. Alright, well, that's gonna do it for this episode. I'm the DOM Big O, and I shall see you next time. 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 Shall see you next time.